So this is beginning of quarter two information. I just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things and find out a few things from you. So you will see on the main screen of Schoology for my class, you can't see quarter one anymore. It's unpublished. That way there's no confusion on what folder you should be clicking on. So the only things that you can see is important files and links, and then the week 9 folder. So when I click on week 9 and I click on Monday, after I record this video, it will be placed right here, but you of course can't see that yet because I'm recording it right now. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a survey. Make sure you include your first name and your last name. Oh, it says your first and name. So I'll put last name in just a second. I'll do it right now before I forget. First and last name. There we go. Okay, it won't update until I refresh the page. But, and then your class period. This first part is questions about how you feel for quarter one went. So how many Zoom classes do you think you attended? We had a total of 13. How many assignments or work habits did you submit? So for you guys, this is Algebra 1, so it's assignments. So you can put, I submitted every assignment, I submitted a majority, I submitted more than half, I submitted about half, I submitted only, blah, blah, blah. So you can read. So you're going to just answer these questions, how you feel. I'm not going to hold it against you guys. It's just a matter of, I want to see where you're at. You will get to the bottom and it asks how you think I can improve. So when I ask you to improve, I'm also going to ask how you think I can improve. Just keep in mind, it's got to be realistic. You can't expect me to answer emails at midnight. You can't expect me to be on my computer all day long. I'm only paid to work from 7:30 to 4. I definitely respond to emails after that, but that's when I'm technically paid. So these are just simple things you think I can improve. And then if you want to type out anything that you think I can do to improve. But again, be realistic. I do have 160 students, just like I don't have you guys having to complete an hour and a half or anything like that. So also keep in mind, you can tell me that I need to go slower, but we're already behind. We're probably a topic behind the other schools. So I'm going as slow as I can. Maybe you feel like we are going too slow and you can put in this spot that we're going too slow. I am very much one of those teachers that, like, I look at how you guys are doing on assignments. I see how many attempts it's taking, and then I know if we can move on to the next concept or if we need to spend a little bit more time. So I definitely look at that. From what I've been seeing, there's no way we could go faster. It's just so hard when we're at home. I'm not saying that the other teachers are going way too fast. It's just they are required to Zoom a whole lot more than we are, and we just don't have it in our schedule where I could require you guys to Zoom as much as they are. So just keep that in mind when you are answering those. Something else that I want to talk about is if you go into the important files and links folder, and then you go to the very bottom, you're going to see a semester average calculator. It's one of those, it says assignments, but it's not really an assignment. It is just so that it makes like one of those Google documents for you so that you can type on it, and it makes every student a different copy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at this one. This is the same one that you'll get. This is just Miss Alonzo's version, and you're going to get one that's your own copy so that you're not editing and everybody else can see what you're typing. So for quarter one, let's say I had a 91, and then quarter two, I have a 93. So we're not really going to look at exam grades, but you definitely want to, like, you wouldn't want to put a 50 in here because that would tell you that you have an 83. So I usually tell students, just look at your test grade, your last test grade. That's probably a good grade to put in here just so that you can, that's probably about what you'll normally get on a test. So say you got an 80 on your last test, An 89.6 would round up to an A, so you would end up having an A. Now, let's say you had an 85 and you're like, man, Miss Alonso, I really, really, really want an A. If you put an 85 in for quarter one, and then a 93 for quarter two, and then your exam grade, you would probably have to get like a 92 on your exam grade if you got a 93 quarter two. So something I always tell students, this is a high school credit class. Remember, we will have to take a final exam. I don't know what it'll look like yet. I don't know how it will look since we're possibly still going to be at home. But just keep in mind, say this is an 89.6 and you got a 91 on the final instead of a 92, that would be an 89 and it would not round up to an A. So don't try, like, so say a 90 here. Let's say you got a 90 and a 90. And you're like, okay, yay, I got an A, I got an A. But then say you have a really bad day and you got a 75. So what I always say right here is that you want to have a cushion. So I'm going to annotate on this. You want, that's terrible writing. I'm looking at buying one of those things that lets you write on the screen easier. You want to have a cushion. Because if you don't, then, and you have a bad day, I should just stop because this is not looking good. That looks terrible, but if you don't, if you look at this right here, that's now a B. And so you got an A, not an A, but you got an A and you got an A. And then if you don't do well on the exam, then you now have failed your, not failed, but you got a B. So always, always, always try to get a cushion for yourself, so that you don't have to bank on getting an A. Because remember, an A and an A average out to an A. But if you get a B, it might bring you down to a B on the final exam. So this is 40%, 40%. Quarter two, it's also 40%. And then exam is 20%. And that is how it is for across the district. I'm not sure, I've never actually asked if that's across the state, but I know for across the district, for high school credit classes, it's always 40, 40, 20. 40% the first quarter, 40% the second quarter, and 20% the exam. So just remember to give yourself a cushion so that you don't have to worry as much or stress as much over this final exam. Okay, so I did give you access to this so that you can play with that to get an idea of what you need to get this quarter in order to get the grade you want for the semester. And remember, the semester grade is the one that will be on your transcript for the rest of your life. For anytime you apply for a job and they ask for a transcript, anytime you go to college, when they'll ask for a transcript. So that's how you can see what your semester grade is going to be. Okay, let me know if you have questions over that.